GM everybody, and welcome to another edition of Wake and Jake. We are June 23, and we have a few things to talk about. Obviously, turmoil in the world, but we'll get to that. Jake, good morning, man. How's everything with you?
Yeah, good morning. Things are good for sure. Just touching grass during the weekend, trying to ignore the markets a bit. Um, it's not been a joyful June, unfortunately.
No.
Hopefully, there's a joyful July instead. Um, yeah, man, we can get into it. Obviously, the big news is all around the war stuff in Iran. U.S. got involved over the weekend, bombing a few of their nuclear sites, and markets reacted pretty negatively to that. Just on the crypto side of things, we saw Bitcoin fall under 100K, down to around like 98.5 or so, maybe a little bit lower. Bounce back a bit. This up until this morning, about up to like 12 or 102.5, sitting at like 101. 300 or so right now. A little bit more of a dip. And alts got pretty destroyed too. As well for the most part, with some of the kind of the notable strong ones, continuing to have the biggest bounce off the bottom as we've seen recently on the dips. Hyperliquid, Fartcoin, and more recently Useless. It's kind of like one of the bigger meme coins, mid high cap meme coins. So yeah, I think it's hard. I don't have it's hard to know because I don't really know what kind of happens next. It's like, okay, we had like the war start off, and we had the will they won't they of US getting involved. They ended up getting involved bombing, and now it's like, all right, what does the Iran retaliation look like? Like, how much more does US get involved? There's kind of some big unknowns right now with the market, and also in regards to oil is the big one. People are talking about, maybe they close down the Strait of Hormuz. I don't know exactly how to pronounce that, but it's like a big, um, a strait where oil tankers come to and from, and that affects, not only U.S. but Europe and China big time as well. So we'll see what happens there. People are speculating maybe oil prices rise a bunch, but so far they haven't too much. It seems like market anticipates them not closing it down. Um, Actually, I think there's a poly market at for the straight. I forgot to pull that up. Oh, it's only at 26% chance right now. The closing it before July. So right now people are thinking no, which would be a positive. But yeah, that's just sort of what we're looking at right now. It's hard to know. Obviously, I don't. I'm not a macro expert. I just follow people who are. There is some positivity. Um, Relative note: Relic Hunter says looks more and more likely Iran is going to target a U.S. airbase in Qatar as a response. Supposedly U.S. has pulled their planes from there already, though. Yeah, they said that they were going to attack like today, which I don't know why they broadcast attacks before they do it. It doesn't seem very smart, but I saw something about that. They're going to attack somewhere in some U.S. bases, and yeah, like Qatar, or like I saw something about maybe Syria too. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how things get escalated. It's hard to really know, obviously, with global conflicts, where they end up heading and what the resolution looks like. Um, the stock market is pretty. I mean, it opened pretty um, with a pretty nice bounce and has dipped since. Still above where it opened a little bit, but largely still in the same chop range for the most part. But yeah, I was gonna bring up a couple other insights in regards to crypto itself. From Web3 Quant, he is generally thinking we'll get some kind of relief bounce. He said that yesterday. Obviously, a lot of work needed. He says for the uptrend, but shorts might get blown out. Says it's still in play again this morning. This was like 2 hours ago or whatever. So maybe we see a nice little squeeze here on crypto in the next day or two, with some late shorts getting blown out, and a nice little bounce. But it's still remains to be seen whether that becomes a trend or that's just kind of a dead cat type thing. So we'll see. OGD Farmer was on it as well yesterday, calling the bottom. So nice to be following these kind of accounts to at least get a decent idea of where you can get some bounce play in. He said, I promised myself I would not leverage these conditions, and I won't, but if I did, I'd start doing it now. This was at 2:50 p.m. yesterday, which is around where the bottom was. And he said after equities turn bad, either tonight or tomorrow, then I'd let God take the wheel, kind of thing. Thinking he thinks it'll continue. It seems like based on that rhetoric for the next couple days. So yeah, that's kind of what we're seeing right now. I honestly don't have a strong take on where we're going. It's just hard to know. I feel like there's so much uncertainty right now. I still am generally like pretty optimistic for the rest of the year. But Joyful June hasn't panned out yet. One other thing before I finish talking here for a second. DJNPing, who is the one who coined Joyful June, tweeted this, and it basically saying Joyful it's gotten postponed to Joyful July now. So yeah, that's about it. As far as what I'm seeing on macro stuff.
Hey, at least we have 2 months with Jay that follow each other. I mean, we can run it back. Try again, you know? Yeah, I agree with the OGD farmer about just DCAing. Like, now, okay, we got our dip, cool, buy some if you were already sidelined or whatever and looking for an entry. But like a US base attack is probably going to drive us lower and it'll cause another buying opportunity. Any threat towards the US is always a problem, more than the US actually attacking or doing whatever that people don't like and dumping the markets. Kind of like what I said last week, too, where if it's involving our borders or if it's involving our assets and we get attacked, as in the USA or whatever, then it's worse. And I think that's going to cause another dip and another buying opportunity, but we'll see. I mean, obviously, yeah, leverage is a bit hard right now. I don't think I'd be leveraging either. It's just you don't know where we're gonna go. So why would you even touch leverage? If you're looking for DCAs, here's your opportunity. But one thing that I really liked was how strong Bitcoin stayed. It really shows how strong it is compared to other assets when it does things like this. You have Ethereum that got fucking nuked. Everything else got around it got nuked, and Bitcoin, man, it's like the people were just waiting for that buying opportunity and it popped right back up over 100K. It's more and more like 100K is the new norm, the new floor, and people are not letting it really go lower. They're just taking every opportunity possible to buy there. So that's at least positive and nice to see. Add to that things like Circle just keeping another 22% up on Friday, even amid all these bombings and everything. It just kept moving. So it shows you, I feel like Circle is a little bit of a guiding light right now where you kind of see where the market is going to go. Because even if the normies and all the people with with USD on hand or just doing stocks are still buying up these assets, I mean, it kind of shows you how the people feel about crypto and its future. So I think that's at least a guiding light to where we're gonna go soon. Because yeah, I mean, it surprised me when I saw Circle still up at those prices with after all this, and I don't know. I think there's good things in our future. Is it going to be in July? I hope so. But I mean, by September, October, we'll be fine. So whatever, man. Even if, like I say often, even if the summers choppy are not good, whatever. I'll take my break. I'll go to the beach. I'll be happy. I'm just gonna. I just know that in a few months we'll be okay anyway.
Yeah, it is. It's looking more and more like the sell in May and go away. It has became true.
Mm.
I think we were looking good before the war stuff. I mean, it was the joyful June was looking like it could happen. And then you never really know. with global politics, what's going to happen. So this is what it is. I think we'll still be all right. So um, I think there's still some good bets out there of coins if you kind of just want to buy and forget. There's some grass during the summer. Also some ecosystems where you can continue to farm and have it be a decent bet once um, it's once conditions are looking better and we start seeing more companies TGE, which tends to happen all around the same time as they wait for good conditions. And we can kind of get into that more. If we're good on macro stuff, we can kind of rotate a little bit to some bigger altcoins. Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, hype still looks really good. Still seeing obviously like a crazy amount of bull posts about hype. I think I don't know. I don't really. I feel like we don't need to talk too much about it. I feel like everyone's heard enough stories about hype or his bull analysis on hype stuff. I just think they're making so much money. I saw a post. I think AI shared a post earlier today. Oh yeah, it's in the Hyperliquid chat, but I'll repost in Voice Hangout chat. I thought this was pretty good. Basically, they made like $4 million um, just on Sunday this year, and that's like a Sunday in the middle of summer. Whereas that's going to get substantially ramped up once we actually have a bull period, and like there's more volume coming in, more volatility. Um, and it's trading at like such a low multiple of what their revenue is compared to a lot of these other bigger companies, and what their future revenue could be as well if they continue to take market share from the bigger centralized exchanges. So yeah, still really big fan of hype going forward, as well as other bigger stuff is kind of just on the meme front. I would say like Fartcoin, um, and useless is like the big meme. As Bonk guy continues to shill it like crazy, and there's some other like bigger accounts pretty big into it now too. Some bigger KOLs, and just the fact that it's held up so well during this chop compared to other pretty much every other coin, that it's seeing more and more as a strong coin by people, and I think that only kind of emboldens it. It's more of like a flywheel for people to get into useless. Hypecoin, Shaggy, if they buy back percentage with the revenue, that's why I referenced um, the valuation versus revenue. I think it's like 30%. Um, yeah, because Shaggy said Hypecoin isn't equity though, is it?
There's that Gorbagana coin that did well too. Um, I don't know anything about it, but I think that Ben Shapiro dude was involved or created it. I don't know exactly. I was kind of out of the loop on that one, but I just saw that it did really well and it held well. Now it's back down to 22 mil, but I just keep seeing people talk about that one. Do you know anything about it, Jake?
Yeah, it's I don't know a ton, like maybe like a decent or like a quick TLDR from what I know is basically it was some meme fork of Solana itself, kind of like Litecoin was the reference. I thought like Litecoin being forked of Bitcoin. It's kind of like the same thing. And then it got really big because Tolly was tweeting about it a bunch and like interacting with it and kind of supporting the fact that they were forking Solana, um, which I don't fully understand the whole situation there. But yeah, they were actually. It started out as a meme, and then they were gonna. This guy Gabe Shapiro, who has like a decent following. I think he's a lawyer. He has like some. He has like. I think he has like some kind of. It's called Meta Lex. One second. Let me find his account. There. I thought. Maybe he's not. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. Oh yeah, it's like a Web3 legal entity structure thing. I don't know. But he was kind of just doing this on the side, and it got a bunch of attention, and then they hired like a dev to start building the actual fork. And I haven't seen any update within the last couple days, so I don't know anything new about it. But that was essentially what it was, and then totally interacting with a bunch certainly helped pump it a good amount.
Yeah, good for thanks for that rundown because I was always curious, but I just didn't really understand it, and I was out of the loop. So I just saw Gabe Shapiro, not Ben Shapiro, Gabe Shapiro talk about it, and I saw that even in Fantasy Top, he was one of the top cards because of it. He was just getting so much engagement off of this. But yeah, I don't. Now that you're talking about it, I don't really understand why they'd even fork Solo. Why do you need to fork Solo? What the fuck? It's just for cloud. What are you trying to do? Like Solo's already doing fine. What the fuck? Anyway, we'll see how it goes. But it's at a critical level here. It's like the lowest it's been since that initial huge pump. So we'll see. Like if it breaks down, it's gonna go much lower. We'll see where it goes from here. It has to bounce here. We'll see if people actually care about it. Yeah, Gabe Shapiro. I hope he has another good week in fantasy top at least. We'll see. Have anything else on alts or shitcoins, Jake? I don't have much, bro. It's so dry for me lately. I feel like I have to dig to find things that are like, everything is just so gloom, so doom and gloom.
Yeah, it's been tough. I haven't been super tuned in just because things have been pretty shitty conditions. It hasn't really been worth it to lock in the market right now. I'd just say like I'm pretty bullish useless. I said that like a week or so ago. I think you could just like buy useless and like uh touch grass for the rest of the summer, and you probably outperform most other strategies. Because I think it has enough momentum now, and is like easily explainable to normies to where it can continue to pop off. Has like a big enough KOLs. Kind of like the Anthem leading the way with Whiff. It's like Bonk Guy um, leading the way with Useless here, but Bonk Guy is I would say a lot more reputable than Anthem, and he's also known for holding for a long time with conviction. So yeah, and I've seen some stuff like Kraken. We're tweeting about like kind of like teasers that they might list it, and seems like it'll probably continue to get some bigger listings here in the future. And I just think it's held up so well where it is right now after such a big pump, um, that it's probably one of the best bets right now,
Yep.
over the summertime while everything's looking pretty shaky. It's just showing a lot of strength. There's a lot going
Yeah,
for it.
I agree. I've been thinking too, like it might be strong enough to disrupt Fartcoin. You know how people are always looking for like the next play in a certain meta or whatever, just looking for the next one that could get them insane value. Useless is still rather new, right? But there's a chance that it just starts chipping away at Fartcoin's market cap, and then people just start rotating from Fartcoin to Useless. I hope it doesn't happen because I just bought some Fartcoin this week, but it could happen. Like Useless is really that type of coin, and it could make the rounds, and people are gonna be like, "Yo, I could just buy some Useless under 100 mil and dump my Fartcoin that's close to 1 billion, and try to get some value there." Like it could happen.
Yeah, I can see a lot of people thinking like that. I agree. I think at least until if useless pulls like another 2 or 3x from here, then maybe I'd consider like going back to Farcoin. But I personally see it as outperforming, at least during like that time.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But you're right. I'm seeing more and more people jump on the bandwagon, and a lot of people that have missed in the 20 mil range or lower, and missed the initial run to 100 mil are looking for entries, and a lot more people are talking about useless now. Um, and it's held pretty well. It's been here in this range for a little while, and I think this is going to be. It might consolidate here for a few days, but then I think it'll rip higher. I mean, at least there's a really good chance to. We'll see where the market ends up going and how people feel about the market in general. Because if the main coins go lower because of a bombing or whatever happens here in the near future, then obviously these coins are gonna drop even harder than the majors. But there's something to keep an eye on because I feel like they're gonna do well over time. You know, in the summer, like we might get really really choppy activity, but it might be buying opportunity for a lot of the coins you think might do well later on. So yeah, definitely keeping an eye on our useless and our fart coin.
Oh, one other one I got to shout out is a coin that is just not going away, despite I feel like myself definitely, and like a lot of other people I've seen say, is like I don't understand this one, but Chill House is
Is it
it's made
ripping again?
yeah, Chill House made new highs um like a couple days ago. Sitting at like 10 million right now. It got up to almost 18 million, like 17 million I think was the high.
I thought you were gonna tell
Uh,
me higher than that. I remember fading it around that range, of like 5 mil or something, and thinking, "Oh, that's a cool beta," but it felt forced, so I didn't really buy it.
yeah, it's just it seems like it has like a pretty cult like following, kind of um like the Harry Potter, like the ticker Bitcoin one. Like it was just so like kind of crazy and dumb. But there's just a lot of memes going around. I see a lot of like bigger accounts, like people who have a lot of money behind it. So I think it's like pretty whale controlled. Uh, like I've seen like Jez post about it before, and some other couple of pretty bigger accounts. So I think even though it doesn't have like, I don't know if it's like crazy like mainstream appeal type thing, but I think it's one of those where it has really big holders who just really like the meme and who clearly are like just going to continue to post it despite like the chill guy kind of like not really being as big anymore, or Housecoin not being as big anymore. It's kind of just, it's almost just like so dumb, turn your brain off kind of thing. Um, but to me, like from what I've seen, like with it continuing to like make new highs just like a couple days ago, and I feel pretty good about it continuing, given like the type of cult that they've built over there. It's just been
I
like
gotta,
a vertical accumulation too for like the past like 3 weeks or so. If you look at the chart, it's pretty good.
yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on it. It's just too bad we don't have more people right now in this space because a lot of these coins would be way higher. But like you said, accumulation zones. People are just buying and buying, buying, and waiting for traffic to come back. Might take a couple months, but at least it gives us time to buy. But yeah, I definitely can see. I could see a lot of these going much lower before we go any higher. But you never know. It's just one of those things where you DCA and forget. What did Dive Bars just post? What is this? Oh, something
New
about
York
the
Mayor.
yeah, New York Mayor. He's been keeping an eye on that one. I love
Yeah,
Polly
I guess
Market.
maybe some inside knowledge.
What was that?
I said, I guess if you live there, then we have
Yeah.
some good inside knowledge. But yeah, that's all I had on meme coin stuff. Anyone meme coins, altcoins, macro? Love to get some takes.
Talk to us about what we forgot.
Did you say something about Hawk Tua?
No, no, no. I did not. I said, talk to us, people. Talk to us about things we forgot.
I was like, is her coin pumping or something?
Oh my god. Hawk to a 2. I guess I'll give a little rundown on NFTs since I do it every time, but everything's obviously a little lower. Not too much volume across all chains. It's just been like everything's just been bleeding. You know how it is when crypto goes down, everything else does the same. And again, touch grass season, so I'm not expecting too many sales or too much volume. But yeah, I'm not even gonna go through them one by one. I'm just gonna say that everything is lower. It's just that simple. Whether it be ETH ones or Bitcoin or Abstract or whatever, they're all a little lower than they were. We even have some mints that came out that didn't do too well. Obviously, it's just been one of those times where, yeah, you're probably gonna find some value if you're looking to buy NFTs. But again, you don't know where the market's going, so it's kind of a very risky play right now. But yeah, just the waiting season, I guess. DCA season.
Yeah, I'm looking at some stuff right now. Pretty flat across the board, slash down. Actually, pretty down across the board over the past week.
Yeah, this things took hits.
I
There's
just
no
moved.
volume.
Just trying to pick out a couple moonbirds is actually up. What the heck? And I know they got sold. You know anything about that?
I
Or
forgot
they
the
just
company that bought them. Yeah, we talked about this I think a couple weeks ago, but when it happened, I might have been in the show that you weren't on. I can't remember. But yeah, they got sold to I forgot what company, and they went parabolic when they did get sold. Like they went like almost 3x on the same week, and people found it basically they found it was good that they got away from the umbrella that they were under, and that they had like possibility of a new life. So they mooned. Orange Cap Games. I knew it was Orange something. I was gonna say Orange, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, so we'll see how they use the IP. I'm not exactly sure what news came out yet on how they're gonna use it, but they bought it and they didn't even pay that really that expensive for it. So we'll see. But I found it kind of bullish that first of all, good that they got sold. At least they're not gonna stay dead now. Someone's gonna do something with them. Um, but yeah, I mean, it also showed. It was cool that we saw an NFT IP get sold again, and that it shows that people are actually interested in these things. So it's cool. We're gonna see where it goes, but right now I don't know. I don't know what their plans are or anything. For me, moonbirds are in the doodles bucket. I don't pay attention to what they're doing, and I never really got into those two. So I try not to,
yeah,
like I pay attention, but I don't really. I'm not looking to get involved in those.
yeah. I feel like it has too much of a stink on it, even with getting sold. I can't really. Um, I think if you played it, obviously, if you could play you got the news early, you could play the pump and stuff, and more power to you. But right now, I don't love it unless they have some crazy good plans. Um, I want to shout out Bad Buns too. Continue to share that. I'm pretty big on those. The Mega ETH collection. It's more just like a bet on Mega ETH. I think Mega ETH is going to be really successful. Um, as a layer two, I just think what they're doing is actually I've seen a lot of big companies like already. I just saw something today about some Paradigm backed company. Paradigm put like 15 million or something into some company, build a trading platform on there. Um, but just the real time transactions, I think could be um, a game changer for a lot of stuff like gaming, trading, and whatever else to improve just the user interface of crypto and just the team that they have behind them. I think the dude who's like the main founder of it is like super accomplished. I think he's a pretty young guy. I want to say, but they have pretty big backing too. I think like Vitalik himself has um, was a I think a seed investor in Meggy, or at least he did it in one of the rounds. Um, I think that says a lot too. That he's willing to get involved and back a layer two as well. So and just the fact that it's like a smaller supply, I think it's like 2,500 or so, and it's still relatively on the cheaper end of like point 0.4, and there's already big people like on the Meggy team, like Bread Guy, who is I don't know his official role, but I know he's with the team. And then some other bigger influencers are rocking him and talking about him too. I think just that that leverage bet, as well as the fact that you could get, we've seen a lot with these new ecosystems. You could get airdrops from. I saw speculation about maybe they get a Mega ETH airdrop itself. I wouldn't bet on that, but more so like some of the bigger apps and protocols and stuff on Mega ETH. I could see them giving allocations to the bad buns themselves too. So I think there's a little bit added upside there. So I like to bet here at 0.44 for the bad buns.
Wow, they're at 0.44. Huh? They did well. They're still doing well. I think they had gone a little higher, but it's nice to see that they're still in the zero point 0.4 range. I like that. Even another one that surprised me that it's dipped so hard is Good Vibes Club. Like that's another one I wasn't really into because it was 3D art or whatever. But man, they went on runs. I think they had hit over an ETH at one point. So And that community is active. Everybody like they have a really nice community that they formed off of just art, really. So I'm surprised that one came back down to 0.5. If anybody is risk on, maybe that's one that you'd want to buy if it gets a little lower or even in this range, just because I think it could bounce very hard when we get moving again. Um, yeah, but I like your shot on Bad Buns. Missed out on that one, but I'm looking for an entry. I might buy a few if they get a bit lower. We'll see. NFTs, bro.
Any other NFT takes? Silva, Shaggy. I know you guys are in the streets. Shaggy's been sharing a lot of good info on new mints and stuff. We're in that NFT session that we have now. Oh, okay. All good. Yeah, I don't have anything else on NFT stuff.
He's typing. Let's see.
Oh,
Oh, he's not typing. Yeah, me neither. I don't have much else on there. It's just like one of those weeks where you don't have much to talk about. It's just the same stuff that we're kind of updating on. As for farms, same thing, abstract, just doing that not like over and over, just doing the same little farm I've been doing and collecting my XP. One thing that did come out on the abstract side for Gigaverse, Fireball.gg came out with an app, and basically they bought your runs for you, whatever runs you have to do on for dungeons and stuff. You basically just click a couple buttons and they automatically run the runs for you on your account. So that's really cool. I mean, that's made it more enjoyable for me. I could just watch my runs get done automatically, and they probably make better choices than me, those bots. So it's been good. It kind of alleviated it a little bit since there's so much energy to burn every week or every day even. So that's fun to see. I like when that's actually a really nice app. If anybody needs a referral code and hasn't used Fireball yet, just ask in our chat. Someone will give you a referral code and get you in. But that's it for me. I don't have much else. I'll check field reports real quick, but I didn't see too much new. Let me go see.
yeah. I just echo once again ethos. I mean, you probably talk about it every time, but I don't want people to miss out. 'Cause I think it's a really nice farm, and it's I mean, it's pretty easy to do, and you could literally do it for free if you wanted to, or take a little ETH, or if you want to as well. But yeah, if you don't have ethos invite, hit up someone in the thread, aka me. But I just keep seeing more adoption from it. That's why I just want to bring it up again. Like I saw Abstract is gonna implement it. Maybe they already did. For the ethos stuff, and I saw Obi has been interacting with Serp a lot. Who, and I think he might have said something about Echo implementing ethos, or at least like asking about certain features. I'm trying to find. Oh yeah, here we go. Um, but yeah, I just think there's a lot of application for the ethos scores, and if it gets more adoption, um, then yeah, the token could be worth a decent amount, and it's like decently. I think we're also again I feel like we're uniquely positioned here in MVHQ. Like we trust a lot of fellow members, so we're willing to like put our reputation behind each other. So I think it helps us a lot to climb the leaderboard, um, and hopefully get a decent airdrop whenever they decide to TG.
Yeah, actually, that's a good mention. I noticed also, was it XEET, Xeet.ai? Weren't they just using everybody's starting to use Ethos to like rank and score points, and it's nice to see. Like we saw that recently with that other farm, I forgot the name, and now it looks like other companies are using it for their was it Ethos that they used? I feel like they used Ethos, not just Kaido. Yeah, it is Ethos. They used Ethos Score. I'm on it right now. So it's nice to see. Like everybody's been farming this recently. I'll post it in the chat.
Yeah, I've been seeing this. I wasn't sure what it was. It was just another Kato thing or whatever.
Yeah, it's another like Info Fi, I think, or whatever farm. And and they're using Ethos, so it's nice to see that it's from Pons, actually, another big name. You guys know him for sure, Pons Asanorium on Twitter. I should have read more about this. I saw it over the weekend and I just didn't follow up on it. I could have given more info during this chat. Um, but he's using Ethos, and a lot of people are starting to look at Ethos as the standard for this. So it's nice, you know. It's yeah, InfoFi is growing and growing and growing, and obviously a lot of people keep shilling different projects lately. And it's if Ethos becomes the norm on what to use when you launch a new product like this, then man, Ethos is just gonna go higher and higher. It's nice to see. It's either Ethos or Kaido or both that people have been using. So really cool to see. Your Ethos score might come into play on this one. Anybody can tell me more about this? Like I forgot about this and I haven't looked into it at all. I've been kind of away all weekend.
Yeah, I just think in general, like the thesis behind Ethos of like getting your score up, I think it's worth doing a little bit of work to do so. If it just continues as it has been, like getting inputted more and more stuff, then like you said, like it could be used not just for Ethos as airdrop, but like for a lot of different projects, airdrops. Like if they would want, think about it, like they would want to give people who have high Ethos scores, it's reputable people that other people trust. Like it's a good way to have like promising people in your community and like holders of your token, right? So um, not just for that, but like also like whitelists for like NFT projects or I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of benefits that can come from having a good reputation score on there, not just within not just Ethos TG itself, but really whatever other projects are out there. So I think it's worth it to get going on that and get reviews and review back other people and if you vouch some beats too if you want to.
It's starting to be widely accepted, it holds people accountable, and the score is starting to actually mean something. Even if down the line we don't get an airdrop, I mean, just having a high score and being relevant on Ethos will help you with other projects and other airdrops. As we see, everybody's starting to use Ethos, or at least some of them are starting to use Ethos as their baseline. So yeah, I mean, if we start getting airdrops, kind of like what we did with our OpenSea activity, right? Where we had a lot of volume on OpenSea, so we got airdrops from here and there. I mean, it could be cool if we got something similar with Ethos, and all you had to do is really just like maybe shill a little bit the new product or whatever, or you know what I mean, and then your Ethos score comes into play on how much you should get, or you know what I mean. I mean that's good. That's nice for people that are actually farming it, you know, and if people that are reputable can get a little bit more out of it, then good. You know, it doesn't even have to be directly from an airdrop from Kaido, from Ethos. It could be just indirectly from other products that use Ethos, and it can be one of those platforms that just give you multiple airdrops. Yeah,
Sure.
but that's my
Nice to
take on it. Yeah, nice little flywheel. As for field reports, we have Gladiator's Hyper EVM one. I think he had. Oh no, he posted this on the 21st. I thought it was an old one, but yeah, farming hype for on Hyper EVM. Meg with a nice Kaido update, and then Metarova with shorting pre TGE tokens. This one I think we did talk about last week, but yeah, it's there. And Mint Mazal Genius Act. Here's why it matters. So a few good field reports. Take a look. Something in there for you for sure. There's always something in there for different people. So yeah, go give it a quick read. Give a heart to the ones you like, and yeah, maybe you'll learn something. I don't have much else, Jake. I don't know if you have anything else you want to talk about.
No, I didn't have anything. Besides the update that there's some of just recently, past like 5 minutes or whatever, they're launching missiles towards U.S. bases in Qatar, like Relic Hunter was saying. The market took a pummel or took a plummet from there. It's bounced back a little bit since then, but that's also ongoing. It seems. there's little updates rolling in. So just
Yeah,
heads up. If you're wondering what's going on with coins right now. What's up, Joe?
just want to say crypto nuked the second that Jake posted a couple bullish tweets. We will continue to go down until Jake turns into a bear.
Not happening. You don't understand my conviction, man.
Real
Yep.
talk, hopefully this is a nothing burger. They totally telegraphed this move, so it should have been empty.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get a nice full bounce back from this real soon. We're already it already starting to seem like we are. Stocks are recovering nicely so far.
We're gonna have to wait for the news of what actually like the actual postmortem of this attack, but I think in general we'll be okay. It doesn't. It looks like you said, it was. We were already ready for it, so hopefully nothing major happened. Well, if there's nothing else, we could cut it there. What do you think, Jake? A little short one today.
Unless anyone else had anything.
Thanks for coming out, everybody. That was fun. A short, quick, fun one. Have a good week, guys.
Have a good week.